Time magazine calls it one of the top 10 graphic novels of all time. Stephen King even said possibly the finest piece of comic art ever published. This is basically The Dark Knight Returns, guys. And if you're a half-decent Batman fan, this is something that you should really watch. But today we're going to talk about the masterpiece that Prime 1 produced in homage to that character. And this is that beautiful masterpiece. The Dark Knight Returns, Prime 1, 1/3. I think they call it the Museum Masterpiece collection. And this is him in all his glory. And boy, is he one big mofo. I mean, let me show you. I've put a bottle there for scale. That's only the base, guys. And as you can see, we have the mutant leader. And we scroll up. And this is the beautiful beast. Now, let me talk quickly about the statue. This is basically the exclusive edition. The ES is about 800 if I'm not mistaken. Unfortunately, this is all sold out. So don't expect to find him. Just for quick reference, the exclusive comes with an additional hand with batarangs, right? And also comes with an extra head, being this, a calm portrait head. To be honest, they're not something that would, deter me from making a purchase of the regular or collector's edition, as Sideshow calls it today. Because to be honest, if you're gonna display him, this is the portrait that I would display him with. Angry face. And the batarangs, not so much or so important to me. I mean, I would rather have him swinging this, I don't know what you would call it, right? Or just plain fists and punches. Good enough in terms of pose for me. Let me do a quick 360 for you. The statue is fully sculpted. There is no mixed media on him, but the detail is simply insane. Now, one thing I want to point out is if you look at the wounds, the way they're all detailed all around the body, they have clear resin poured into there, giving it a nice shiny effect, a nice liquid effect for the blood. So, I mean, like I said, this statue is something else. The cape is fully sculpted. Nice. I wouldn't have personally liked a non-sculpted cape. And personally, I've mentioned this before in my other videos. I do not like futzing around with non-sculpted capes. It is too much hassle. Okay, now, what do I like about the statue? The sculpt, phenomenal. The details, and like I said, this is fully sculpted. The details, the amount of love that went into the statue is basically out of this world. The face sculpt specifically is out of this world, man. It is something that I have really not seen in a long time. And I'm talking Grail here, guys, right? If you want just one Batman statue in your collection, and I'm really serious about the statement, right? If you just want one Batman statue in your collection, this is the one to get, right? I was speaking to my buddy Haytham on it, and he agrees this is basically the best Batman statue we have ever seen, right? And to be honest, I think with the size and presence, this is the only Batman statue you need. And I mean, the fact that it's based on the Frank Miller novel, which in itself is a masterpiece, is an added bonus, right? So like I said, let's go back quickly. What I like, the sculpt, the details, the paint app, perfect, right? So there is little to flaw in the statue in that aspect. There are two things that I do not like about the statue, unfortunately. The first is a problem that whoever got the statue is experiencing is, for some reason, he does not sit flush on the space. Now, what's happening is, whenever, like mine right now has like a couple of millimeters gap between him and the base, and different people have different gaps. But what's happening is a lot of people are saying eventually over time, over a couple of days with gravity, and if you apply some minimal pressure every day, he seats in and he sits flush, right? So let's see. That's the first problem I don't like. The second thing that I don't like, but I understand and appreciate nonetheless, is this base. Now don't get me wrong, it's a lovely base and it's iconic and it's tying in with the novel in terms of, this is the, if you've read the novel or you've seen the animated movie, this is the mutant leader that he fights at the end of Act 1, right? The novel is 3 acts, if you did not know that, right? So this is a nice homage to that. And I mean, look at it, it's freaking massive, right? Just look at it in terms of scale. But I think, you know, I would have preferred if they gave me an option not to have this massive base, because one is the statue itself is 1/3 scale, right? So this is not a small statue, right? So having him sitting on top of this base is just an added hassle. And a lot of collectors, I'm sure, can relate. Space is a luxury that we all do not have, right? So unfortunately, Prime 1 seems to love giving us these large bases. Guys, we love your work, but, you know, easy on the bases, right? That's the only thing. Now, some people have said that Prime 1 included these felt tabs because for some reason some people are having difficulty in terms of fitting the, you know, additional swap out arms. I personally didn't have that problem, so I'm okay there. But I mean, that's something to take note of. Now, quickly, I'll also run you with the extra stuff that comes with the statue. We said now, if you got the exclusive, you get the Batarang and the Calm Portrait. If you got the regular, you also get this rifle, which he holds on his right hand. Massive, right? And this is something I really want to give kudos to Prime 1 for. In addition to the magnet, there's a peg. So to support this weight, they put a peg as well, which is a nice touch, right? You also get open right arm, closed fist left, yeah, and you get a grinning, non-battle damaged head. Why would you display this instead of that? I have no idea, because honestly, personally, I'm just going to display this bad boy with his head, because this is the look that I want, right? So yeah, like I said, an amazing work of art that every Batman, DC fan, comic collector should really consider. And the price, to be honest, is okay. I'll agree it's not cheap. Shipping this bad boy also wasn't cheap. Shipping to me was about $272. He used to retail, because he's sold out now. He used to retail for $1,000, so that's $1,272, and I paid another, I think it was about $100 in terms of taxes and customs. So I mean, we're talking about roughly $1.4 for this bad boy. I mean, it depends on where you're living in the world, but I mean, look at minimum 1,100 to 1,200 in most places like the US and Europe. Is he cheap? Definitely not. He's not cheap. The peg problem is a bit disappointing, and a lot of people have been saying he's going down. I don't know what to make of it. I got disappointed with it, and honestly a bit frustrated, because this is something that I should not have to deal with in terms of a statue of this value. So I don't know, and oddly we haven't received any official comment from Prime 1 on it, despite a lot of people highlighting it. I mean, I personally highlighted it in the collectors group. I know my friend did. I know a lot of other people who did as well. But again, like I said, we haven't heard anything from Prime 1 on it. We've all more or less told Sideshow about the problem. So let's see. Hopefully we'll get some good news. Other than that, the statue is simply a work of art, guys, honestly. I mean, yes, I hate the peg thing, but just looking at this beast, man, is something else, honestly, guys. Anyway, thank you for watching. I know this video went on for a bit, but I mean, I really had to give it justice. Now, if anyone's interested in assembly, the assembly is honestly not complicated. You just have the base, and the statue comes in one piece. You peg him to the base at that point, and then basically you have the cape. You put up the cape first, then you choose the head that you want to display him with. You attach the left arm that you want and the right arm. Obviously, as you're attaching the right arm, just be a bit careful, because at the back of the arm you have these bits sticking out of the gauntlet, and you may, even Prime will warn you about it, if you're not careful, you may, scratch the back of the cape. Yeah, but if you're careful, there shouldn't be any trouble. Right? Thank you guys for watching. I apologize for the lengthy video, but I mean, to truly give him justice, we should give it about 14 minutes to the Dark Knight. Thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, please subscribe to my page, and let me know what you think in the comments.